Hey my friends, welcome to this week's blog. This week I want to talk to you about an issue that sometimes happens with RAVs after you've had them for a while. Sometimes it happens during shipment if they're jarred, and that's when your rim cover comes off. This is not the end of the world. It's an easy fix, and I'm going to show you how to very quickly replace this in a way that will allow you to take it off again if you needed to. I'm going to provide also a sound sample of what the RAV sounds like with and without it, and you'll see how important this is in creating a more full bassy sound. So let's take a look at how to reattach this real quick. So if you do run into the problem of your sound hole falling off, this can be very easily fixed. You don't really need to worry about the safety of the RAV. This helps the sound to be pushed up. So you'll notice if it is off that the sound doesn't have as much depth and as much bass, but again, this is very easily fixed. The first thing you're going to want to do is to clean off the area around the rim. You want to remove it just with your finger. You can rub it to remove any debris, and just make sure you throw away whatever remnants of the silicone or rubber based glue that's there. I'm just going to do that real quick. So the product that I would recommend using for reattaching this is rubber cement. This is relatively non-reactive with metal, so it won't cause corrosion. I know that cyanoacrylic glue or super glue can sometimes corrode metals, just because it causes a chemical reaction in it. So my recommendation is rubber cement. You can use any brand, doesn't matter. And what you're going to do is apply this to the underside of this, and also to the opening of the RAV. And this is going to create two surfaces that are going to bond to each other in a way that it's very firm. If you ever wanted to take it off to replace it, or just do maintenance or whatever, you could. But it would take some force to take it off, but it wouldn't ruin your instrument. So this is a permanent and, quasi-removable way of reattaching it. You can also use hot glue or silicone glue, but I've found rubber cement's the most easily accessible and cheapest way to do it, and it stays very well. So let's take a look. So again, you're just applying a thin layer of this to your instrument, and make sure you don't get it all over the edges of it. It tends to be a little bit sort of stringy, so I'd recommend wiping off any excess before doing it. So you're just applying a thin layer around the edge. And again, you're applying a thin layer. Again, you're applying a thin layer around this edge as well. After applying the glue to both sides, you're going to want to press this firmly against the bottom of the instrument. And this is going to allow you to have a seal between both. And I would recommend putting something relatively heavy on top of it. So maybe a cup and then some books, just so you have a solid bond between the two of them. This may or may not happen to your RAV in the course of its life, but if it does, this is not a big deal. There's no issue at all. I also showed the difference between having it in and having it out, just to show you how important this is for the sounds. It sounds okay with it out, but having this to reflect the sound back up into the instrument is vital, especially for recording. Just for fun, I'm going to do a sound comparison without the bottom plate and with the bottom plate. So this first one is without the bottom piece on the RAV. This is what it sounds like with the bottom plate in. I hope this video was useful for anybody dealing with a plug issue. Stay well, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Stay well.